You get free lunch because your parents have low income.
Gerard, you're broke. Brought me to a coffee shop on a first date.
Shut up. You grew up on school free lunch.
Stay home. He asked me for coffee today after work, and I politely told him no, and then brought myself to McAllister's, where I got this croissant, this grilled chicken sandwich, and an entire bowl of broccoli cheddar soup and a Dr. Pepper for under $25. Now, I'm not going to argue with you about how you like to date, just like I don't want you to argue with me about how I like to date. But coffee is never going to be an option for me. And just like I respect your choice to coffee, respect mine to not coffee.
The only people that I feel like have an issue with this whole coffee date conversation, which is so old, is so tired, and is so annoying, and it's cooking my grits. But it's only Black people that I notice that are having this conversation. Would you do a coffee date or would you not? At the end of the day, who cares? Like, go out and meet people and have a good time. Why does it matter if someone is spending money on coffee or if they're spending money at a 5-star restaurant or anything in between? You like what you like, so go have that experience. I went on a wonderful coffee date 2 weeks ago. Now, I don't go to chains or anything like that, but we went to this cute little Italian boutique bakery situation, had a private room, had our pastries, had our coffee, had good conversation. So much so it led to another date this week, and we had an amazing time. And so I say that to say I'm someone who loves coffee. A coffee date would be ideal for me. But all this conversation, it's Black people that I'm noticing that has the issue with it. So Kimberly says, see, you're proof that a coffee date is a good thing and can lead to more dates. Happy for you both. Absolutely. Absolutely, they can lead to more dates. So this conversation is so tired, it's so old. You like what you like. If you decide you want to go on a coffee date, go. Do not let the internet run your dating life. Don't let the internet tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing. There's so much group thinking happening and so many missed opportunities that you can connect with someone that's really great. But because you're so focused on how much money they're spending as it relates to coffee or a restaurant or anything in between, you're missing out on beautiful, wonderful dating experiences. I'm having a great time dating. Every single date that I've been on thus far has been amazing. Whether we're going to a restaurant, we went to a concert, coffee, what have you. Like, and even the guy that one of the guys, I was like, hey, I want to go here and watch the sunset. Like, it don't have to be about money for me. But again, everybody is different. Do your thing. But if you want to go on a coffee date, go on a coffee date. It's not that big of a deal. I would love to know some of the dates that you guys are going on. Whether it's coffee dates, restaurants, let me know in the comments. And let's just give people more ideas on different things that you can do.
Even BBWs are rejecting coffee dates now. Yeah, let that sink in. Men are officially cooked. Before we dive in, drop a comment. Are modern men more delusional, or is it the ladies? Hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what we expose next. Now, let's talk about it. This whole coffee date controversy has been spiraling out of control for years. Back in 2018, people laughed when men first started pushing back on expensive first dates. But here we are in 2025, and women are still acting like Starbucks is an insult, like sharing a latte is beneath them. Think about how twisted that is. Here's the reality. If a woman genuinely likes you, it doesn't matter whether you take her to a coffee shop, a park bench, or a walk at sunset. What matters is time, conversation, and connection. But instead, modern dating has turned into a pay-to-play system. Too many women equate their worth with the size of the check, not the quality of the man. And this is where the double standard comes in. Men are expected to spend hundreds just to earn a conversation. Meanwhile, women are giving nothing in return except their presence, which, let's be honest, isn't enough anymore. This is why guys at the barbershop, on podcasts, and even in real-life conversations are fed up. They're starting to see the game for what it is. Legalized tricking under the disguise of dating. It's not about being cheap or broke. Coffee dates are a character test. A woman who can enjoy a simple outing shows she's about you, not about your wallet. But when she demands luxury dining or nothing at all, that screams entitlement. That screams, I want to be paid for my time. And here's the dangerous part. When women start treating every date like a financial transaction, men stop treating them like potential wives. That's why you hear so many men say it's easier to just pay for buns and skip the headache. No chasing, no begging, no wondering if she called back. Just business. But deep down, most men don't want just transactions. They want a real connection, loyalty, and a woman who values him beyond the dollar signs. The problem is, too many modern women have been conditioned to believe their beauty is a bill a man has to keep paying. That's not femininity. That's a hustle. So, fellas, here's the truth. If she scoffs at a coffee date, she's not the one. A woman with genuine character doesn't care about the menu. She cares about the man.
Asked me like, hey, I want to meet you for coffee. Would you like to go to Starbucks or something more niche? And my response was, I don't drink Starbucks nor Dunkin'. However, there's a cute little spot that I like to go to that is a really good vibe. I sent him the link for the coffee shop / bakery. He was like, okay, I'll meet you there at this time. He was perfectly on time, all of the things. I got there a little bit early. They have this private room that you can reserve. And so I got the room. And then when I got there, he was like, did you get anything yet? I said, no. He's like, okay, let's go find what we're going to get. We got our pastries, we got our coffee. Had an amazing conversation. We probably talked for a good hour and a half. Then last week, we went on another date. In between that, we have been talking on the phone. We have been texting, all of the things. Like, we're dating, right? I'm sharing that to say, depending on what your vibe is and what you like, coffee is actually perfect for me, okay? So Nish says, I feel like the coffee date would be fine if it's an authentic request and if real effort is put into it. So let's stop there. Number one, he asked me to go to coffee, which I'm completely fine, especially as a coffee drinker. The authentic request was that he wanted to see me in person and he wanted to get off the app. I consider that authentic, right? The second thing is he made a suggestion, but I know that I don't drink that, so I'm not going any place that I don't like, right? I'm just not going to do it. So yes, he made a suggestion, but I said, no, this is where I would prefer to go. And he was like, okay, right? And so I'm curious when you say an authentic request or real effort, I think the effort has to be put in by both parties, right? And there's nothing wrong with the coffee date. Like, I think it's really dope that we can sit down in the middle of the...
Pause right there. Let's be real. When a woman says her authentic request is a $300 dinner at STK or some luxury entertainment, that's not authenticity. That's entitlement disguised as standards. This is the modern dating trap. Too many women equate their personal value to the price tag of the date. The fancier the restaurant, the higher they believe they're worth. But here's the irony. A lot of these same women have never taken themselves to these places. They've never paid that bill on their own. The only time they see the inside of a 5-star restaurant is when a man is footing the check. Think about how crazy that is. You want men to validate you in public, to make other women jealous, to let the world see you dressed up like a trophy. But behind the scenes, you came up on free lunch. That's not elegance. That's opportunism. And fellas, stop falling for it. Stop rewarding entitlement with steak and lobster. Because let's call it what it is, transactional. And if dating has become transactional, then we might as well be honest about it. That's why so many men are asking the blunt question, are you selling it or not? Harsh maybe, but at least it's truthful. At least it exposes what's really going on. A first date isn't supposed to be about performing for strangers at some overpriced restaurant. It's supposed to be about finding out who the person across from you really is. She hasn't earned that 5-star treatment. That kind of investment should only come once you're in a committed relationship and both sides are truly invested. Bottom line, if she demands luxury before loyalty, that's your red flag. Don't confuse authenticity with entitlement. If she doesn't take herself to those places, don't let her demand that you do it for her.
We both have time in our schedule to meet at 11 in the morning or noon or whatever it was to get to know each other. And then we both can see if the energy and the vibe is right, that we want to see each other again. Hence we did. We went to lunch last week, right? The second part, you said your coffee date sounded delightful, but the majority of coffee dates I've heard about, they don't sound great or they suck or something like that, you said. And we got to stop listening to people, right? And even if what I'm sharing doesn't resonate with you, stop listening to me. Yes, my date was delightful. Yes, we're still connected. Yes, we're going on another date. Yes, we're going to see each other again. Yes, we're talking in between time. It is a beautiful connection. But if that's not your vibe to go on a coffee date, don't do it. I think the issue that I am noticing is that women or men, I don't know, maybe a mix of both, y'all placing the idea of how much money a man is going to spend on you, if that's a good date or not, versus what are your intentions around dating. And I do know that some women are just going out to get the free meals, to get the free trips. Listen, if that's your thing, that's your thing. No judgment. That's not my thing. I can take myself out on dates. I can take myself out on trips. I am not going on dates for a free meal, nor am I going on dates for a free cup of coffee. Because at the end of the day, this is also my time and my energy that I'm putting into it, and that matters. So I think the priority is, what is your intention around dating? Why are you going out on this date, right? And I think when we have to keep in mind that not only are you putting in effort, they're putting in effort too. And I think that that's going to make for a beautiful connection. Again, that's just my 2 cents. Let me know y'all feelings in the comments. This coffee discussion is really so tired and so old, and it's only the Black people that I see that's having a dispute about this, because it's like, if you like coffee, go to coffee. If you don't, go for a walk. If you want the 5-star restaurant, you want the trip, whatever you want, that's you. I'm having an amazing dating experience. I love it over here. And yeah.
I respect that sister's energy. But let's be honest, a lot of these women who dismiss coffee dates as corny or too white are the same ones who've only dated guys with no structure, no vision, no plan. If the only men you've entertained are Pookies and Ray Rays, of course, the idea of sitting down for a simple, meaningful coffee feels foreign. And here's the crazy part. Our parents and grandparents didn't even have all this. They weren't doing $300 dates or staged Instagram dinners. They built relationships from scratch. They talked. They struggled. They grew together. Today, we've got women turning their noses up at a latte-like conversation and presence isn't valuable unless it comes with a 5-star receipt. That's why modern dating, especially in the Black community, feels broken. As a Black man who loves Black women, it's frustrating to watch, because too many sisters confuse material gestures with genuine connection. And when you set the bar at luxury dining, what happens? You filter out good men who are looking for real partnership, and you attract dudes who just want to flex or hit and run. Nobody wins. So let's call it what it is. Dating has become harder, not because men stopped providing, but because expectations shifted from love to lifestyle. If grandma could build a family without ever stepping foot in a steakhouse, then why is a caramel macchiato now considered disrespectful? The truth, women with peace, humility, and genuine energy will always stand out. They're rare, but they remind us what dating is supposed to feel like. The rest, they'll keep chasing vibes and validation until they realize the dinner plate never guaranteed the man.